Hi, we're going to talk today about climate resilience in our food supply. One of the things that's often talked about recently is how the weather affects the availability of fruit and vegetables to the consumer. And we know that it can be very difficult to predict the supply of food if the weather keeps changing. But we already have the answer because this is not a new problem. We've had hundreds of years of research and plant breeding and cultivar selection done for us, and all we need to do is to reach out and use a diverse range of fruits and vegetables. So I'm just going to talk you through a few in one corner of the orchard that demonstrate this principle of diversity, where we're not exposed to one set of climate conditions which perhaps hit the blossom early in the spring, or a late frost knocks off the fruits, or we get heavy hail which damages the fruits later, or droughts, where we're not exposed to those one-off or repetitive climate events. So if you have a look over here, we've got an apple which is called Ten Commandments. It's a cider, it's also an eating apple, it's a juicing apple, it's multi-purpose, producing a very heavy crop. And yet it's been exposed to an incredibly wet, difficult spring. We've got Claygate Pearman, another excellent apple with an amazing flavour, really diverse canopy of crops each year. And behind that we've got Hambledon Dazan, which is a long keeping apple. These are traditional Victorian apples. On this side we've got Black Worcester, for example, our famous Warden pear, absolutely laden with crops. Despite an incredibly bad pear season, this one has yielded really well. And to the right of that we have Hessel, which is a good example of a pear that was widely planted in the north, bred in Yorkshire, grown extensively in Scotland and used as a windbreak. Can you imagine planting pears as a windbreak? Because they knew they'd get a crop, but they also knew it would slow the wind down and increase the chance of pollination. And over here we've got Lemon Pippin, which is another very ancient 1600s apple, which we know has survived through the ages and is very reliable. Climate resilience comes from crop diversity, both within a kind of crop like an apple or a pear, but across the piece where you have multiple different types of crops. We already have the answer. We don't need to breed new ones, we just need to use the past.